Alright, so I'm doing a video strictly just on using the VOLD. If you don't have the Spaceman Remastered, that's okay. There's a couple of ways that you could use it. You still have the ADD, of course, as well in conjunction with it. This is how I used it on US30 earlier. The only thing that I honestly regret completely was the fact that I didn't hold it. I was looking at this area right here. There was this area of support. Now the indicator that I'm using, so I have SMAs, or I'm sorry, EMAs. I have 5, 13, 50, and the 200. I just want to make sure. Yeah, effectively, I have those. So the orange is the 5, 13 is the blue, 50 is the green, and 200 is the red. I also have this indicator called Daily HLM, which basically shows your daily highs and lows for that day. So without even having like the indicators or anything like that, just the market structure, you know, I was already looking at this area of high, and if we look to the left as well, we've had this previous high right here, which was around the 11th or 10th that basically was formed, so which was some days ago, right? It was now the 18th. So we noticed that price bounced on that previous level high, or low, I'm sorry, that high which formed that current day's low. So we probably would have noticed in a smaller time frame that price is trying to fill this area right here, right? Because we have these massive candles pushing back down, and then at some point price needs to rebalance itself, right? And so we would have noticed, as for strong confirmation, so you've got the confirmation that price was over here hovering around this area, right? And we started noticing that it was kind of exhausting a little bit. We've got those wicks that are forming, then we've got that previous high from before. So in a smaller time frame, we probably would look at like the 5 or 15 minute, and if we noticed that if it was breaking past these areas of highs, that this would have been a good indication for it to have gone up. I believe I got stopped out around here, I want to say, and that was around 7 or 8. So this wasn't even during like the London and New York Open or anything. But so that's besides the point. What I want to show to you guys though is that, I mean, that's a plus, don't get me wrong. Remove all drawings. But this would have been strong confirmation around, let's see, 9:30, right? 9:30. Let's put, actually, let's go, yeah, we're on this level. Wait, no. We're in the hourly on the US30. So that's already forming today. So let's look at 9:30. So 9:30 is right there. So we noticed this go up, and we also noticed that we've got this bullish pattern that happened with VOLD. Then we look at the ADD as well. It's above that 2,000, price is above it, and it started kind of going down a little bit, but the fact that it's above this 2,000 mark is a major plus. It opened in the positive as well down here with the ADD, with the massive green line that we have appearing on our second ADD. So you don't need both. This one is kind of, the second one at the bottom is a bit more of a visual, like easier for me to see, like the massive green bar that, you know, basically went up. But it kind of is up to you. I have videos on which indicators these are. If you guys have questions though, just let me know and I could share the indicators that I use as well. So we have that pushing up around 9:30, right? So this is right here. Of course, you know, like any type of move, it wants to kind of balance itself out. And this was the level of area right here that I was looking at as well before, that I was discussing. That was that high, right? So what's really, really cool about it is, so if we were to just even look at the daily high and low, right? So the high is the red, and this is the medium, I would say, kind of like, I guess like the price or whatever. So you could use that as support or resistance as well with this particular indicator that I have. And then of course we've got the low that's green. So you could have, you know, waited for it to push up depending on how you like to trade, or you could have waited for that retest of this high that's right here, right? Without even having this indicator. Or if you did have it, if you find it or whatnot, you could have waited for a retest for the blue line, which is, you know, the medium level between the high and the low. Or if we apply the moving averages, 513, 50, 200, we have, it's already kind of told us what was going to happen. We had roughly around like 1 o'clock in the morning, give or take on that. It looks like that we have that crossover that basically happened. All the EMAs have decided to go up. Then we have this fanning out of the moving averages, so that would have been a nice, you know, confirmation for basically our trade to possibly go up. But you usually, you know, you don't know. Like, this was a perfect situation. Usually you don't know if it's going to go up there or not, right? Depending on the open. But the fact that we are aiming for this area of resistance up here is a strong indication that, okay, this is going to be, you know, this could possibly be a good trade as well. I also have the dollar inverted correlation here that I don't know if I shared this one recently, but basically it's got an inverted, it moves opposite way with the indexes. So as you guys can see, basically, like, even with the moving averages, it's already kind of going down. Well, even if you're not looking at the moving averages, I mean, just looking at it in a visual manner, this has these highs right here, right? And then we have that low right here on the US30. And this one starts to go up and this one starts to go down. We've got some minor crossovers that happen right here. The bigger crossover happens right here, which is roughly around before 9:30. So around this area, if price broke, at least with this dollar indicator right here, this dollar inverted indicator, if price broke past this, which is right around, it seems like it might have moved even before this candle did. Look at that. So that one's pretty cool. I like that one to use. So there's about, I want to say 90% accuracy on this one for the most part, as far as with the inverted dollar indicator right here. Sometimes they do move together, but when there is that inverted movement that happens, it happens at most of the time at critical levels, like support and resistance, big figures, higher time frames, support and resistance, that kind of thing. But when they do happen well. I would say to look basically for more confluences, confirmations, depending on how you use your strategy. But this is how I use the VOLD, ADD, the daily high and low. And if you can't find this daily high and low, just mark it on your chart, high and low, not a big deal. And then of course these moving averages right here will save you. If you don't have, this is more specifically if you don't have this space time remastered for the market profile. So because this one shows all the like excess and things like that. Let me see if it'll pop up. So yeah, this would have definitely been the area to look for up here because of the excess. So it filled it, went up. The crossover, I mean, this is perfect. This is the most ideal spaceman situation right here. And even with just like the moving averages with the VOLD, so this is like the perfect scenario for everything that we basically look for. So I did remove the TDI, but it's not like a big deal. Like I said, I'm not married to it for the most part. I like how the VOLD moves with the ADD and everything here that you guys are seeing. So same thing happened here with with NAS. So that was the US30 that we were looking at. Same thing that happened here with NAS. Same thing with the dollar inverted correlation strategy. We've got the, is it doing it right? Okay, well, will it do it? Will it do it? Okay, right here. So we've got this high right here. We've got the low with the NAS. Now this is on the 15-minute time frame. Right there, well, that's not the low, but that part is the low. This would have been the area. Same thing would have been looking at for that area of resistance, that kind of scenario. 9:30, we saw this bullish move going up with the VOLD. Everything as well with the ADD is going up. EMA is up. Prices above the 2,000 as well with the ADDs. Got that lovely crossover that happened, but I feel like the US30, you guys can see that it's a lot cleaner. This one would have been a little nerve-wracking, just because if we weren't seeing things to the, like this whole area, right? Before all of this formed, we would just kind of notice this rather confusing type of setup, because we have this 200 EMA that's happening, and then we have the smaller moving averages trying to move up. But what would have been a big indicator to determine the movement would have been if all three of the smaller moving averages pushed up above the 200 EMA and started fanning out exactly kind of how it happened around 8:30ish, then that would have been perfect. And then of course, if you wanted more confirmation with that, you could have, if you have this indicator, the daily high and low, if it pushed past this blue line right here, then that would have been another indication for you to have gone for a buy in that position if you had wanted to. So then let's look at UK. Let's look at FTSE. I'm going to delete this. I'm going to delete the spaceman real quick. Alright, so this one's in the 15. So this one actually, same thing, was starting to kind of look a little like NAS briefly, but it's the same concept. It repeats itself. VOD and ADD are perfect with the indexes. So that will be the NAS100, US30, UK100, FTSE, or the S&P as well is awesome with this. Actually, I'm sorry, I'm going to go back to FTSE. So yeah, it's the same thing. So this looked kind of like NAS for a bit here. We have... Actually, yeah, it kind of sort of did actually seem like this. So this move was around 3 in the morning. What did I say this was? So, okay. So roughly around the same thing that happened with NAS and the UK100 or FTSE. This would have been really confusing because of the candle formation that happened here. At least just on the 15-minute time frame, right? Like that just looks really sus. I wouldn't have liked this move at all in any way, shape, or form. Let's see what the spaceman says about this. But look at that. Look at those excess levels that it's trying to push up for, and it's already claimed a few of these. Now it's trying to move up to this one, but we're not talking about the spaceman at the moment. I don't want to confuse people. So we've got that crossover that happens. We've got daily high and that low push past this medium area, which is that blue area, goes up. Then we look at the bottom. We've got the daily, the dollar right here, inverted. Same thing. We've got the highs up here. We've got that crossover happen, and it decided to move down with that crossover. That's perfect as well. So if, let me see here, this right here would have been perfect for an entry just to get the confirmation that you needed. And let's see, SPX. And how did I do this? The VOD. I think VOD. Yes. So, that's not how I did it. I did select yes, perfecto. So that's how I did it. I do apologize. 15-minute time frame. Oh, farts. You know, market's not open for this one. At least not on TradingView, but let's see if this shows us anything. I know on my Hugo's way it works. This one not so much. Yeah, so this one, maybe because it's like a Tradingview one. So yeah, this one's a little wonky. Look at that. Yeah, this is a little wonky. You can't even see nothing. I'm gonna go down a smaller time frame. Yeah, look at that. That stinking gap. Gap down here too. See, I probably wouldn't have liked this one the way it's just kind of being wonky. Not at least on Tradingview. I probably would have liked it on Hugo's way a lot better than this one. I don't like seeing gaps personally, just because it's just not a lot of data for me. Especially once, you know, like the market's not open for the S&P 500 right now. But for the other three though, like you can look at it on Tradingview. But it depends on your broker too. Like my broker with Hugo's Way, I have that option. So yep, that one works out. So that's how the VOLD works with ADD, highs and lows, moving averages, and then for further confirmation, you can use the DXY inverted correlation strategy. I'll do a video for all, let's see, one indicator, 2, 3, 4, 5 indicators, I'd say. It's about 5 indicators to, well, I wouldn't really consider the VOLD as an indicator. I'm not sure if you might need a membership to be able to split. I'm not sure. I'll look that up. I'll do a video on that to see what's like the cheapest way to use with this type of strategy for people. I mean, worst case scenario, honestly though, I would just have like the VOLD pulled up in another chart in this manner right here, and so that you can kind of see it like this. I'm going to remove these drawings right here, and I'm going to turn this off. So yeah, so that's kind of like the gist of it. This is what it would look like on a typical sort of day. So it's only from like 9:30 to, yeah, so it's basically like New York session kind of a thing, because it is specifically for New York session. I believe it counts or factors in with stocks or something like that. I'll give more details on that in the future. So is this it? Yes, there you go. Turn this off because we don't need it for that. So yeah, worst case scenario, if you can't use this one, just type VOLD. This one right here, New York Stock Exchange minus, etc. But I'll do a separate video on that, just so that you guys have an idea of kind of what that looks like. But it's easier to kind of have it as to look at it kind of like in this manner, because that's kind of what I do. I just look at it around 9:30, and I usually wait. You want to wait, because sometimes it'll make this move, and then like after around noon to 1, that's when you'll start seeing a little bit more movement or possible continuation or of some sort. Anyways, I hope that was helpful. I haven't posted a video in a while. I'm sorry. But I wanted to do something more if you didn't have, you know, money to buy the Spaceman Remastered, to kind of how do you utilize the VOLD, ADD, and all these other things and still, you know, be able to kind of profit a little bit. And if you guys have questions though, just ask me. You can find me on Instagram, YouTube, or if you're seeing this on Facebook, YouTube, whatever, just, you know, just message me. Thanks.